So good morning everyone. We are starting the process. Am I audible? Are you facing technical error? Just info. Welcome back to Let's Crack UPSC. Our channel name. If you have not subscribed to the channel, to subscribe the channel so that you get latest updates. Once again, welcome back to Unacademy, India's largest online platform where you're able to access the top educators at a single destination. And about me, I'm Liyamol Biju. I'm completed my master's in English. That is, I'm MA in English, Bachelor of Education in English. I'm a research scholar, career counselor. This is my Telegram link and my Unacademy profile. Simply where you can get it. Description. You can just and watch here. There is one known as Liyamol Biju course link, that is, you can watch my Unacademy classes, means app classes in the app here. My Telegram channel, that is educator. You can follow me further. Also, there is a watch playlist here, that is youtube.com playlist. So where you get access to all the classes which I have conducted so far. So if you have missed any sections of this session, that is Indian section, you test, you sit, and you get daily live classes, live test, short course, and unlimited access. You can download the app from Google Store and from App Store. It's about the classes, that is, we are having this and iconic live a series, unplanned, unlimited factors, and structured schedule. And in iconic course, get live classes, personalized coach, and main question and factors, study planner, and a personalized feedback. So this, and this is like courses like 136 about how the batches will like following one education another, or there is something like that, a batch. Yes, batch is the apart from separate education. Get it for a 10% discount after using my code, that is BIJ. 12 months is 9,500. You are using my code. You are having EMI options available. That is possible. Like you have to pay around 3,000. Iconic course. I told you, you get live classes, 10 years, and structured questions and answer practice planner. You need study plan, last week. 12 months is 24 months, like 1 lakh 10,000, and 36 months like 41 a month. That is, get it per month. You can pay it by after paying discount. Like optional subscription, we are having a separate channel for it. You can access to type of also you get 10%. The most active competition that we are conducting in 20. You're all welcome to this competition. Something more interesting and with your lesson knowledge. Is it right? Is it the voice right now proper? I think I have to switch off the fan, so I'll just switch it off and come back. I think I have to switch off the fan, so I'll just switch it off and come back. I think I have to switch off the fan, so I'll just switch it off and come back. I think I have to switch off the fan, so I'll just. Fine. So I think now I'm audible, right? Are you facing any technical error, means problem with right now? No, right? So we are going to have the competition that is much more interesting, and it is on 20th December. So make a participation in it, you may get wonderful prizes. The competition is 5 minutes. Okay, that is, you will be get to 6 questions like 13 compacts. Sections will be there. Your relative scoring with the persons will be and on the first prize you get Apple MacBook Air, then Apple iPad Mini, Apple AirPods, and 1,000 rupees vouchers. So it is like every alternative Sundays we are conducting competition. Is it still my voice is breaking? Still are you facing the same issue? Voice breaking? My voice is breaking. Is it still? Are you facing the same issue? Are you facing breaking? I'll just make a. Now is it correct? So what is the condition right now? In this position, are you able to hear me properly? Still you're facing voice breakage. I don't know. That's what. What is the condition? No, now the buffering will be going on. Still you're facing voice breakage. I don't know. That's what. Now the you will be able to hear me right now, I guess. You will be able to hear me right now. I'll be able to hear me right now. So if you're facing any problem in just in yeah, clear, right? I think I have what. So this is about it, and we have started a 6 months program, and that will be also more interesting. It is prelims focused. You get 100 level lectures plus live classes, hours, PDF material, structured course, doubt clearing sections, etc. will be there, and that's it. So this is about the economy classes which I am conducting in the app, and this is a free live class. Please do share with your friends also. Economics 2020. So your profile, I have shown you in the description box where you get a educators link, Liyamol Biju course link, right? Just go and click there. You get a notification of the classes, that is from 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. It is also free. Fine. We'll be covering entire economics. Complete economics current affairs will be cleared for you. That is 1 hour, 12 months. That is from January to that is December, right? We'll do it soon and we'll revise it. Now we are going to discuss about the Delhi Sultanate. How many of you have heard the last lecture night? I was just checking everything is going on fine. Okay, so I think I hope everything is going on fine. So now we will be discussing yes the most interesting section from the Indian history. Yesterday we have discussed, right? Last night we have discussed something known as what? We were discussing about the Islamic invasion in India. So I won't be discussing all about it. I have sent the notes also. I hope you are clear with it. Now you know how this Muhammad Ghori has come here and he has laid the foundation for the Muslim empire in India. Discussed this yesterday night, so I don't want to revise it or repeat it. That's why. Good morning. So the first thing what we are going to do is the Slave dynasty or Ilbari or Mamalik Sultans. Are you clear about the invasion by Muhammad Ghori? So Muhammad Ghori is a person who has guided India so far. Right. And not anything, something. So when you're coming to Muslim rule, you can say that it began the subcontinent. In the continent, it is by 8th century. We also have learned what is the principle, why they are attacking other countries, why they are continuing it still now. Because they will be getting what? You're attacking the country and you're converting the people to Muslim. What do you get? So automatically will go to paradise. This is the beliefs on Prophet Muhammad's beliefs, and it was being discussed, right? Same policy being followed by them. So this is why the Indian Muslims invaded other nations, and for the same reason Muslims had invaded India, and this marked the beginning of the Muhammad Ghori means Muslim in India, Arab invasions in India. So what happened? Muhammad Ghori reached India and he had attacked many places, and after that he went back. Gave whatever he has conquered, he has given to his slave Qutb bin Aibak. Qutb bin Aibak was one of the slave of Muhammad Ghori. So when he was going back to birth, went to Ghazni, Muhammad Ghori gave the complete authority to Qutb bin Aibak so that you can just look into it. He was a slave. Qutb bin Aibak was a slave of this Muhammad Ghori. Okay, slave of Muhammad Ghori. So that is why it is known as the slave dynasty. After Muhammad Ghori went off and after his death, automatically Qutb bin Aibak became the king. Mamulik means aunt. So the slave dynasty. He was a slave, it is known as the slave dynasty, otherwise known as Mamalik Sultans or Mamalik dynasty. The word of you on. Why this? Mamulik is a word used by the Arabs in order to distinguish them from the Turks. Already discussed, there are two groups of Muslims, that is Turkish slaves and Arab slaves. To distinguish between the Turkish slaves and to Arab slaves, they had used the word Mamulik Sultan. Yeah, so everything is clear, right? No issue with this network, sound and all. Going fine now? So please someone reply me. I don't know. That's why any breakage or something, I have to make an arrangement. That's what. I hope everything is going on good. I'm just checking whether it is. Just checking it. Don't know. That's what. Excuse me. Problem now. I'm checking my own things. So many ads will be coming. I don't know why. So everything is clear, right? Because I'm taking my maximum voice. I don't know what is happening. There is no issue. Sound right? So we are discussing about slave dynasty as such. So I hope my voice is clear. If you're having any facing difficulty with the voice, just do inform me about it so that I can make an arrangement. My voice is clear. If you're having any facing difficulty with the voice, just do inform me about it so that I can make an arrangement. My voice. So no, there was an issue with it. That's why now everything is going on fine. I will be discussing this. So we are discussing about the slave dynasty. So what happened? Muhammad Ghori, as a slave, Muhammad Ghori came and invaded India. He went back to Ghazni. At that point of time, he has given all the rights to rule to Qutb bin Aibak. Qutb bin Aibak was a slave from Arab slave. So to distinguish the Arab slave from the Turkish slave, Arab slaves were called Mamulik. Mamulik is the name which is given to the Arab Turkish slaves. Why? Turkish slaves means Turkish slaves are considered as lower. Turkish slaves are considered as lower than that of the Arab slaves. There is also a position, a class, the positions. And so why this is known as slave dynasty? Because most of the rulers who become the king of it is either the son of the slaves or slaves themselves. So it is known as slave dynasty. So after his death, this Qutb bin Aibak has divided his part many places and he started to rule. So when you're coming to the history, we are being slave dynasty can classified into mainly three dynasties established during that time. That is Qutb dynasty founded by Qutb bin Aibak. Then comes Ilbari dynasty founded by Iltutmish. Second Ilbari dynasty by Balban. So these are the three important establishment of the slave dynasty. This slave dynasty again it is divided into three. The first one is Qutb bin Aibak, that is known as Qutb dynasty. Then comes the established by Iltutmish, that is known as Ilbari dynasty. Second Ilbari dynasty by Balban. So when you're coming in, there are three most established. So when you're coming to Qutb bin Aibak, we are discussing about him. Qutb bin Aibak is the real founder of the Muslim dynasty in India and played a pivotal role in furthering extending the empire in India, especially after the Second Battle of Tarim. The real founder of Delhi Sultanate and was the first independent Muslim kingdom in North India. The slave dynasty under the Qutbi dynasty. Qutbi dynasty under slave dynasty is the first independent Muslim dynasty in the country, in the North Indian place. Okay. So he is known as Lakshabas Sultan. See, he was a slave. What was he doing? Person was himself was a slave. That is, Qutb bin Aibak was a slave. So the slave was very generous with the other people. That is, other slaves. Fine. So he was very generous. Thought, okay, I am a slave. I have coming from it. And what is it? So he was a Turkish slave who played an important role in expansion of Turkish Sultanate in the Battle of Tarim. And he made Gauri of things. Was considered as since he was a what? He was a slave. So a slave to a king. So he had some egos, had some complexes. In order to compensate it, also he showed favoritism to the Turks slaves because he was a slave. So he is known as Laksha Baksha. Lahabasha Sultan because he had much generosity towards the people. He was really good to the heart. Qutb bin Aibak he remember for something known as Qutub Minar. Here you have it here. Qutub Aibak. Even though you may not be knowing about Qutub bin Aibak, you have heard about this Qutub Minar, right? Have you heard about the Qutub Minar? Have you heard about the Qutub Minar? Yes, at least. Have not visited the place also, you might have heard about the Qutub Minar. This Qutub Minar, very current Qutub Minar is that I can see whether any sound breakage or something, you just message me. So we're discussing about this Qutub Aibak. Even though you may be knowing about this Qutub bin Aibak, you might have heard about the Qutub Minar. Okay, this Qutub Minar was constructed by Qutub bin Aibak. It was completed by Iltutmish after his death. Fine. It's also known as he has constructed something else also. Can you tell me which is he has constructed? Something which is very important is Ajmer. Adi ka Jaban, Adai Din ka Jopara in Ajmer. Adai Din ka Jopara in Ajmer. And the other important construction, Quat al Islamos. Quat al Islamos. Delhi. Adai Din ka Jopara in Ajmer. So these are the important construction by him of that is Qutub bin Aibak. So what is it? When you coming to this, after the death of Gori, Tajuddin al-Das, the rule of Ghaznani, claimed his rule over Delhi, and Nasruddin Kabacha, governor of Multan, and aspired for independence. So what happened? So you know that how the Qutub bin Aibak came to power. He was just a slave. After his death of Gori, automatically somebody there will be in Ghaznani. Yeah, he claimed that was the person who claimed that Tajauddin al-Das. He said that I am the ruler of Ghaznani. My forefather, that is Gori, has invaded India, that is Delhi and all. So this belongs to me. Automatically, it is like that. I'm his son. I'm claiming it. But what happened means Nasruddin Kabacha, he was the governor of Multan and Ach. So he said that I am going to take independence because I have worked so far for this kingdom and I am ruling it. Muhammad Gori is not existed. Muhammad Gori is not being there right now. So why should I bother about someone? I am the owner and I will be ruling this. So automatically there emerged a class. Along with all these things, the Rajputs. So how did Muhammad Gori invaded and all? He has come, he started to lay the foundation. First from Rajputs, he fought with the Rajputs. He had taken many things of Rajput areas being come under the control of Muhammad Gori. He had fight with Anandapala. He had traded with Prithviraj Chauhan. So all these Rajputs started to claim their authenticity over the area because that area was belonging to it. The success of Jaichand. We also discussed the invasion of Jaichand. Harishchandra had driven out thugs from Bayuddin Fakrubad and he said that is my area. So what happened means, this point of time, Aibak was looking at all these things. So he thought, why should I also be all alone by looking onto this? I have my hard work made me this position. I acquired all these things. So he defeated Yaldis and all the Rajputs and who fought with him, who emerged to be power. Finally, he acclaimed this Qutub bin Aibak position. Just checking everything is clear. So Qutb Aibak, now are the enemies. So all these things. So all the connection with how he come to be power. When you coming to Qutb Aibak, we have to know more about him. He has assumed the title of Sultan and Lahore his capital. Qutb Aibak may assume the title. Okay, he said that I am the Sultan. Sultan, the first word hearing this Sultan, that is why Delhi Sultanate. Because other rulers were known as Khalifa, right? But here in India, it is known as Sultan. Why this Sultan came? Fine. So he assumed the title of Sultan and made Lahore his capital. So when you're coming to know you, any just checking this, so no problems are being going on. Fine right now. Fine. So I hope if any voice breakage, please for me. So he assumed the title of Sultan, made Lahore as his capital. See, everything is fine, right? No network issue, no sound breakage, right? And he did not any coins. When you coming to this, there is no evidence of coins by him. So he what he was he patronized this art and architecture because he loved literature. Patronized, that is Hazan Nizami, Taj al Fakhruddin, Tariq I Mubarakshi, and he also started the construction of Qutb Minar and Khaja Bakhtiyar Kali. He was one of the uh, famous Bhakti saint, and Aibak died suddenly, like while playing Chahan. So, and after Aibak died, automatically his son come to power and he become the successor. Yes, but this person who was the son of Qutb Aibak was just a fool and he was a capable person because unlike his father, he was a very good person with the Aibak was a person with the military capability. Yes, this person, that is Amar Shah, that is his name, Aram Shah, was not at all a good leader and was not doing this. And he just ruled for 8 months. After that, the Delhi was governor Bayaldeen Iltutmish come to Delhi and disposed Aram Shah and become Sultan with the Shamsuddin. This started the consolidating of Delhi Sultanate. So when you coming to the consolidate of Delhi Sultanate, start with Iltutmish. Aram Shah was the son of this Qutb bin Aibak, but he was a capable ruler, unlike his father, who was a very good person with the military tactics and all. This person was nothing for nothing. That was his condition. Only for some time, that is like 8 months. And he said, "Yeah, not my cup of tea." Are you able to hear me clearly? Any voice breakage in between? Voice? Fine, no voice breakage. Is it fine right now? Are you able to hear me properly? So we'll continue with it. So this is the story of Aram Shah, and that's it, nothing more, nothing less. Person. So now we are going to discuss Iltutmish. This is the beginning of which dynasty? Ilbari dynasty. Ilbari dynasty. The first Ilbari dynasty is contributed to Iltutmish. So when you're coming to the real consolidator, he is the person who is consolidated the Delhi Sultanate, and he went to Khalifa. He sent seek the permission of Khalifa and got the title Sultan. So when Khalifa is giving the title Sultan, what happened? Automatically other Turks or other slaves won't come and attack it, because Khalifa is something considered as the most prominent person in the Islam religion. Such a person is the title, then he won't be considered. So when this turn of Iltutmish was multiple problems and all. So that is Ali Mardan Khalji. Ali Mardan Khalji. That is his name. Ali Mardan Khalji. Nazir Adin Tabacha Taj al Ildis. Taj al-Din Ildis. So all these persons, these persons contested for different independent territories, and the rising of powers of Mongols under Genghis Khan poses great threat to the northwest frontier of Sultanate. Despite of such great threat, he successfully overcome it. Any achievement, and he had 40 slaves, royal slaves, and that is and his slave army is known as Turkan I Chalgani, or also called a Chaliza. General idea about him. So when coming to Iltutmish has faced a lot of difficulties, unlike other persons, many difficulties, right? Not one or two. Uh, Fine. So this is the beginning of Ilbari dynasty, the first Ilbari dynasty, and he also made him son-in-law. He was a son-in-law of Qutb bin Aibak. Okay, after Qutb bin Aibak died, his son became ruler. So his son-in-law wanted to be in power. He was so eminent ruler, so he overthrown his son and come to power. Fine. So when you're coming to the field of administration, he has made contributions. Iltutmish has made a lot of contributions in the field of it. Initiated Iqtidar system. Yes, but just your knowledge. He had found Iqtidar system. Lands were given to the nobles instead of salary. Complete the construction of the he also built a mosque to the contributed producing silver tanga. So Iltutmish invested silver tanga. He introduced silver tanga, contributed two coins. The jital was a coin. Jital introduced a coin known as jital. So this is general idea about the Iltutmish. We'll see more about him. So when you're coming to Iltutmish, you want to know more about him. Aibak, after giving daughter the hands to his maid, so later appointed him as the Iqtidar of Gwalior. Qutb bin Aibak appointed him after becoming Sultan. After he becomes the Sultan, he shifted his capital from Lahore to Delhi and securing uh, his throne from his rivals. The As of Muhammad Ghori. So, what is this? The commanders of Muhammad Ghori like Aldous, Kochaba and Ali Mardan rose into tribes again. The chief Gallo, Ranthambore and joined Gwalior and Kalinga in declaring independence. Apart from these, the rising power of Mongols changed Genghis Khan and threatened the northwestern frontier of Sultanate. Northwestern frontier of Sultanate being given to him. What? The person Iltutmish defeated Yaldu. So he was the army of this Qutb bin Aibak, and he defeated Yaldus in the Battle of Tarain, and he is the person who had drawn Kochaba from Punjab. So he was one of the most important warrior in among the and Techumin. So Genghis Khan is a very popular leader of those times of Mughals. He also started to invade the central India. So why he decided to overthrow the Saddam Shah and come to power? Because as a slave of Iltutmish, as a warrior of Iltutmish, as a warrior of Qutb bin Aibak, Iltutmish has conquered much of the things, and while escaping from Mongols, sought shelter at Iltutmish court. This Jalaluddin Mangarabani, the son of Kiswan, while escaping from Mongols. So this is a time when you are seeing the Mongol invasion, and especially from Genghis Khan is the person who has invaded it. Mongol invasion, you can see the evidence of the basic evidence of Mongol invasion, right? And in 127, see, draw away from Kuchaba from Punjab. Jalaluddin Mangalbani, the son of Shah of Khwarizm, while escaping from Mongols, sought shelter at Iltutmish court, but Iltutmish refused to grant asylum to him. So this is like him. So when the Genghis Khan was attacking India, so what did Iltutmish do? Iltutmish know that if he went and fight with this Genghis Khan, he is going to die. Very humbly, he will be die because this Iltutmish, this person, is much more diplomatic, much more thing, and that's it. So if you know that your enemy is very strong than you, and instead of going and fighting with it, what you can do? You can just consolidate the position. You can just have a peace with him, a peacemaking territory, and okay, fine. I won't harm you. You won't harm me. That is how it was. After that, he had many disturbances. In 1125, he engaged his armies in suppressing the disturbances in and Iltutmish sent a large army under his son Nasruddin Muhammad, defeated Iwas Khan and brought Bengal and Bihar back to Delhi. And he had he also launched many campaigns against Rajputs, and Ranthambore was captured. In 1126 and by things, he established his authority over Mandu, Jalor and Garhwal. He also attacked Nagada, the capital of Mewar. So we are seeing the expedition by Iltutmish. So we are seeing the expeditions of Iltutmish, and after Sirleaf campaign, he had this another attacks like this. Fine. So this is about him and some expedition. Divided his empire
in the world of pink and blue of pathology.
So now we are going to see about the system that is known as Iqtidari system. What is this Iqtidari system? Instead of land grants, Iqta system, when you coming to Iltutmish, is administration. We are discussing the administration of Iltutmish. Okay, the system what we are going to discuss is known as Iqta system. It was a practice of tax farming. The tax farming. It is a practice of paying tax, collecting tax from the farmers by Iltutmish. It was basically the grant of revenue from a territory in lieu of salary. So that is it. So like you are working on something on it, so working on something or other, right? What is this Iqtidari system? Iqtidari system is a tax collection. So you are collecting tax from an area, from the farmers, and that area money will be given to some soldiers of him as salary. This system is known as Iqtidari system. So we are discussing Iqtidar or Iqtidari system under Iltutmish. Please hear about it. It is a tax farming. You are producing, you are giving tax to somebody else. Is it? Okay, basically taxing system. But how is taxed? What is the tax being? The tax is like you are collecting money. You are collecting money from a particular area. You are taxing the farmers from that area. That money will be the soldiers as salary. That is known as Iqtidar system. Okay, what is the system helped him? So he don't have much burden. The much burden was not with the accountants. And this system is not hereditary right. And this system has continued for a long time. Fine. Now, so what are the duties of the Iqtidas? Iqtidas have to collect and order revenue, and after educating on salary and expense, they have to send surplus to the government. And when you coming to Iqtidaris or Iqtadas are the person who are heading it. This Iqtadas was not a hereditary position. If you are finding, if the king is finding he is not an able person, then automatically the things handed over to the next person. So that is about the Iqtidar system, and it was basically a granting revenue from. Now we are going to see about something known as Salisa or crop of 40. Takin-i Chalangani, that is a crop of 40. Is also known as crop of 40 or Chaliza. Fine. So after immediately Qutb Aiba had died, Siligani appointed one Aram Shah as the successor. Okay. Aram Shah was ill qualified and he was soon thrown by Iltutmish. So what is it? So Turkish armies advised the help. So it's like an army of 40. These are the persons who are helping the king for the administration. They will be helping the king for the administration. And they help it. Their powers will be in the hands and their selection from Sultan from one after another. So what will be there? They will decide. This Telangani is the people who decided, okay, who can be the king? He will be, they are the people of 40 and they will be looking into them and they say, okay, this is fine. So they will be seeing the most efficient person and they will be appointing them as the king. But this is not happened every point of time. You get you appoint some other stupid persons also as the power from the lineal family. So for years this was being taken. So this their authority was being recognized by Alifat Baghdad. And so you can see that This is about it. Then we are having two copper coins, two coins being discussed over here, that is Tanga and Jital. Tanga and Jital are the two coins. K and K, Tanga and Jital are the two coins that is introduced by the Iltutmish. Tanga is the silver coin, whereas Jital is a copper coin. Tanga and Jital are the two type of coins which is by him. Tanga is a silver coin, whereas copper coin is Jital. And the coins prior to Iltutmish were introduced by invaders. So when you coming to them, no, even bull and Shivalinga, you can see that before the coins. Now it is being there before. So Iltutmish was the first person. Iltutmish became the first person to introduce. So before, when you coming to the coins, this coins had the pics of like bull and Shivalinga etc. were being there, but Iltutmish was the first person. Iltutmish was the first person to introduce a pure Arabic coinage in India. Iltutmish was the first person to introduce the pure Arabic coinage system in India. The coins were engraved with mighty Sultan, son of empire and the faith, conquest, Laden Iltutmish. That is, the coins were engraved with the mighty Sultan, son of the empire and the faith, conquest, Laden Iltutmish. So this is it. He received an investment in sovereign of Sultan of Delhi, and he also got permission from Khalifa. So when you coming to the silver Tanga, it was weighing like 150 grams. So this is like this time. When you coming to Iltutmish, you have to know about his organization of army. So he himself was the king of the army, and they were regularly recruited and paid, centrally paid. So house Shami. So what is this house Shami? This is a construction, a building which is being built by Iltutmish. One of the edge of the reservoir, the Has Mahal, was built by Lodi rulers. His eldest son, when he died, built the first Islamic Muslim Sultan Gari in Delhi. And when you coming to Iltutmish, the other thing is the Mongol attack. As I told you, the Mongols come and attack. The Genghis Khan was invading central India, but had that is even crossed Indus River and Punjab and reached it. But this Genghis Khan, the Iltutmish was very tactical person. So that if you fight with him, he will win, and that is. So all the 3 years means the period of this Iltutmish can be divided into it. The first phase, that is from first phase is from the first phase from 110 to 20 AD. So the time period, whether the first phase is from 120 to 280 AD. The second is from 1121 to 27 AD, and third is from this. So this is the third period is important when he consolidated himself. So this is about him. Now we are going to see the son and daughters of Iltutmish. When you coming to the son of Iltutmish, all this, he himself say that all my sons are fools and incapable persons. They rule, the end of it. So, but what about his daughter? considered his daughter as the most efficient woman, and Raisa Sultana was one of the most efficient women. And when you're coming to the history, you can see that. Turning to it, first will be, what is this? Rukunuddin Firoz Shah. So it was the first elder son of Iltutmish, and 40 Salasa people, what he decided that, okay, Iltutmish wanted his daughter to be in power, but it was not a practice. A woman, it was not easy for the Muslim community at that point of time to accept a woman being ruled by them. So it is not possible. They didn't accept it. So they placed Rukunuddin Firoz Shah, the eldest son of them. They know that that person is not fit. Okay, and the government was handled by Shah Turkin, a Turkish mate. So when Multan revolted, Rukunuddin went to march, but Raisa was very cunning person and she was a very warrior fighter. She went and seized Delhi and become the princess. Both her brothers Firoz Shah and Shah Turkan was to the win and seized the power. So this is the age of Raisa Sultana. Raisa Sultana was, or Rasia Sultana, Raisa Sultan. So when you're coming to the first and only female ruler of the medieval India, first and only ruler of the medieval India. See, the Muslim community was not able to accept this thing. Fine, a woman being ruled by them, but she became the ruler. She was a very good ruler, a very one with it. So what she did is, what irritated them more is, she discarded this female. So you know that Muslims, for women, are not supposed to show their face and all. So they will be covering themselves with something known as a black color thing. Have you seen that as burqa, or what is it known as? Burqa. So something known as burqa, that is, they will be covering entire face. And but she has never covered it. She opened her face and parda she held, and while held coat with her face and we cover the face. According to Muslim, that you have to cover your face, okay, but she against it. It was like something against her religion. They considered it like that. So even she, in order to compensate all these things, she herself appeared in the like a man. She wear like a man. She dressed up like a man, and public elephant went for hunting and led the army. So it was a great barrier too. This aroused resentment among Turkish nobles. He attempts to create counter nobility of non-Turks, invited the wrath of Turkish army. So what happened is, invited some other persons, that is, Turks were the main source of them. So when invited some other people who are not Turks to the army and asked them to rule it. So this is also created some enmity within the Turkish people to it. And Abyssinian slave Malik Yauluddin Yaqut. So it is saying that she had a very beautiful relationship with this person. So when you're coming to the history of Raisa Sultana, it is, when you facts and myths both are interesting. So so what is this? The Turks went. So one of the Turkish slave, IBS slave, he put her to the power. So she was having a love affair with him. That was it. At that point of time, another Turkish given an appointment and asked another person to fight with them, and that person came. I'm not remembering his, might be, it is not much important. And that person came and she fought with Raisa Sultana. So she know that conquered and she'll be doing so, but she was very beautifully, tactically practiced the thing, and she proposed him and married him. So this is happened with the Raisa Sultana. Raisa Sultana was a very cunning woman. So she understands that if so, he was like vice administrator. So she was not only a good ruler and administrator, she was also a good writer. So set up a complete peace in her domain. Every single person followed the rule and regulations set up by her. So, the administrator, she set up rules and regulations. See, it was like a blow to the entire men, the Muslim community, what as they considered, because a woman is set upping everything very powerful. Their egos didn't allow it. That is one of the reasons. So she tried to enhance the nation, constructed buildings, streets, and all. Furthermore, she built up schools, place of exploration, opened library. Even though she the Quran and traditions of Muhammad were being taught in the schools. So this is something much a revolutionary move, also to satisfy the Hindus. Okay, Hindus had more desires with science and space, science, cosmopolitan, etc. on those point of time. So she automatically encouraged them also. Were focused in schools and colleges. Jamal Ud Jamal Uddin Quat. So that is his name. Jamal Uddin Quat. So Jamaluddin, so I told you, no, was in love with him. So what happened? Malik Iqtadar Altuna. Malik Yar Al Ud Altunia. So what is this? He was the administrative head of the Badhandia. So she was directly against this relationship. And Altunia and this Raisa were youth mates. So he had an infatuation to her. And he had a this is what is Altunia had a love affair with. I mean, Altunia and this Raisa was like a triangle love story. You can say it simply as a triangle love story that led to the end of it. Was being much accumulated by a Turkish slave, whereas this Mubat I Ilkat Al this person once more, Mahmud I right Mahmud Malik Aikidar at Altunia. So Altunia and this Raisa were schoolmates, batchmates or something like that, were friends from childhood. He had love towards her. He wanted to get her back. What he did know, she had a devastating plan and he tried to attack her. So automatically what is to protect her from this assassination, married Altunia, and so all the Turks were looking up and sitting. So Turks sent them to that. And both of them led to this Delhi so that they can pull it. But unfortunately, when they reached Delhi, others were ready to fight with them and they fought with them. So this is the story of Raisa Sultana. Are you clear with it? Story of Raisa Sultana ends here. Are you clear with it? I think I'm taking my maximum voice, but you are not able to hear it properly. What happened? Fine, you are able to audible, right? Well, I'll just do that and it. So this is about this Altia. Then what happened? Then comes Alauddin Masud Shah, son of Yusuf Shah and the nephew of Raisa Sultan. Rukuddin Firoz Shah, that is the brother of her, son of the Firoz, Alauddin Masood Shah, came to power after Raisa has after the power has taken from Raisa. Automatically, the next person whom was ruling was Alauddin Masood Shah. Okay, she is like the son of Rukuddin Firoz Shah and the nephew of Raisa Sultan. After his predecessor Brahmin was murdered by the army, to choose him become the next ruler. It was like a puppet. Alauddin Masood Shah was more or less like a puppet. There was no much rule about him. He was more or less like a puppet, and he was considered incomplete and worthless and did not actually have much power or influence the government. Then he become famous. There's much this Alauddin Masood Shah, no, he was like a drunkard. He wanted to enjoy every of his power. To rule you want, he enjoyed the power. So it was liking like, so the hunger for the power was increased. Also, all these chief persons, countryman was fed up with him. They killed him and replaced him with Nasruddin Muhammad. Fine. He was a grandson of Iltutmish, and he was proclaimed the ruler in like 124. So he was a good ruler. He was a God-fearing ruler. Spent his time writing down verses of Quran. Unlike many of his predecessors, he was not interested with his wine and all. Followed monogamy. He married only one woman, and so Nasrin Muhammad married the daughter of Balban and placed all the power with him. And this come the Balban. And according to Bhuta and Islami, Balban poisoned Nasruddin. Okay. So Nasruddin Muhammad was really a good person, and he was living also in a good. And he married the daughter of Balban, Ullah Khan member. Done. He married Ullah Khan member. Fine. Voice is audible, right? Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible? Someone message me back. Am I audible? Is it clear with you? Fine. Is it clear? Audible, right? I'm in between. I'm checking okay whether my sound is audible. That's why. I'm checking whether my sound is audible or not. I don't want to issue. I think everything is going on fine. So we are discussing about Nasruddin Muhammad. He was a very good person. He was much interested in reading Quran and all those stuff. He was writing it. Unfortunate. This is unfortunate that he married the daughter of Balban. What happened? No, this Balban had to make poison him and kill him, and replaced him with Muhammadin Rahim, was a Muslim. So what happened means, wanted to strengthen the position, so he married the daughter of Balban. But ultimately, he thought, okay, this Balban will become a headache, so he removed Balban and appointed an Indian Muslim. Created the Balban, and Balban poisoned him and killed him. Fine. This was the end of the first Ilbari dynasty. This is the end of Ilbari dynasty. Got it? Now we are going to discuss about Balban and his famous theory of kingship. His full name is Yasuddin Balban. He was a Turkish slave. He was also known as Ulugh Khan. He was a Turkish slave, and he is also known as Ulugh Khan, the power of dynasty after the death of Nasruddin Muhammad. During the Balban tenure, law and order in the Delhi Doab was poor state, because no, Delhi was being ruled by the Delhi Sultanate was being ruled by this Nasruddin Shah and one more fool. Nasruddin Shah was even a good ruler. He had time to make everything clear. Fine. So Yasuddin Balban, he was known as a Turkish slave, and he was known as Ulagha Khan. Ulka Khan. So what was it? When he come to power, everything was in miserable condition. He wanted to arrangements for it. He wanted to make everything a good starter, a good. So he wanted to work for that. This is the condition of it. So by this time, no, the Rajput kings, they were much more interested in all this stuff. Rajput Saminta, you cannot say that as kings and all, but the Rajputs. So they had set up forts the eastern region of Oudh and Ganga Yamuna Doab. No, they had this. Rajput already has built their forts and all. It is the period of consolidation rather than expansion. At his point of time, now the most important thing that even in the daytime, the people were not in the correct way to live. That is, Neos. Neos are the people known as thieves. Even in daylight in Delhi, the people come and robbed him and go. So, robbed the people and went. So, this is the condition of the Delhi at that point of time, means very pathetic administration. Very, very pathetic administration. I think taking class in night and morning not is bit pain. That's why. Okay, this is the condition of the Delhi. And what about the 40? The Salisa people that does not like him, Balban. So what he did, the policy, no, you can say that he followed the policy of British, that is known as divide and rule. Divide and rule. That is, if Chalisa people is all together, you cannot thought that they will be harming him. But instead of this, you're breaking this Chalisa people into two groups. Automatically, they won't coming to each other. So he was having brains. Did it. He did it. Okay. So this is about the general view of this what's going on. I'll just better, I think we'll wind up the class right now, and after some, like after one started one started right now. Just wind up right now. I'll start it. I think I'm facing technical. Started one right now, like one after one.